Atrium Fragrance is our brand that's on a mission to create the 5 ultimate fragrances. It is for men who want to see creativity, luxury, and affordability in the fragrance industry. Link in the description below. The best oud fragrances of all time. Oud is a very special note that is often seen as the most expensive perfume ingredient in the world. If you guys don't know, it originates from a tree called the Aqua tree from Southeast Asia that is going more and more extinct and is extremely hard to harvest any oud from. It's a very complicated and very rare process for the tree to become infected in order to produce oud, and the higher the concentration of oud in the tree's bark, the more expensive the oud quality will be, the higher grade stuff you'll get essentially. This stuff can cost tens of thousands of pounds per kilogram. The material is becoming more rare, it's going to become more expensive as we live through our lives. That is why in today's video I wanted to share with you guys what I think are currently the best oud fragrances through each price range, going from the most cheap stuff all the way to the top quality stuff, hundreds of pounds, the stuff that has real ouds. We have 7 fragrances today, and the last 3 to me have real oud. One of them is confirmed real oud in there, so that will give you guys a wide variety of choices for oud fragrances. Oud is a note that I've been able to experience from perfumers. When they give me the real stuff, you can tell it's a very obviously woody note that has a lot of dirtiness to it. It has some sweetness in there, some smokiness, some depth, some magic in there. It's very complex and rich, and you can tell when you smell the synthetic stuff, it falls a lot more flat. It's very much just woody molecules that are synthetic, that just aren't the same thing as the original. But you can get very good accords, you can get very smooth accords in the cheaper stuff that's synthetic, and that's why I'm sharing these fragrances with you guys today. Oud is a very different note. It's not the same as most mainstream Western perfumery, so you've got to be bold and confident to rock it. If you guys enjoy the notes of oud, you love creative perfumery, make sure you're checking out our own brand, Atrium Fragrance. We're very much all about creativity, giving you niche quality fragrances that usually would cost you £200 for a price that's less than £100. I'll leave a link in the description below. At around £20, the cheapest option on this list, Franck Olivier's Oud Touch. Now, of course, at £20, you're not getting real oud, and I respect that this brand doesn't put oud as one of the notes in the breakdown. This is primarily a rose amber fragrance. I feel that they've combined rose with spices and amber and with a dark incense note. It smells a bit smoky, a little bit dark. I think this is definitely only an evening scent, but Oud Touch, the fact that it's so special is that it's £20 but smells a lot more expensive than its price tag. It does have an oud effect to it. It has a Middle Eastern effect that, of course, you can tell when you smell it up close. It doesn't smell like it, but it smells like a traditional rose and oud scent in the air. That's the most important thing. If you want something that smells more expensive than its price tag, it lasts 12 hours, has a loud projection. This will get you that oud effect, I like to call that oud vibe, for a much more affordable price. A new fragrance to the channel, Chopard Oud Malaki. I read about this fragrance and how affordable it was. People gave us really great reviews, and I saw that online on discounters. This is very cheap. This is about £50 on discounters, but if you buy it retail, it's £150. I believe I saw it online in Harrods, I think, which is crazy. This is basically showing you why I put this on this list. This is, again, synthetic, but very smooth. This is what you get if you want something that's much higher quality than the price. You're getting a middle-of-the-range oud fragrance for a very affordable discounter price. Oud Malaki to me reminds me of red hot sands. Imagine the desert Sahara with a lot of amber spices. There's heat in there. It's fiery with an oud woody note backbone in there as well. This is synthetic oud that's done extremely smooth. That's the essential part of it. I actually think this gives me Halfeti vibes by Penhaligon's, but imagine if Penhaligon took away the rose note from Halfeti. That's more what you get from here. This is Halfeti quality perfumery at £50, although the performance isn't quite as great, so it's about 6 hours longevity with a soft projection. This is a very classy evening scent you can wear all year round apart from the summertime. So I think if you don't mind the performance, you're getting the quality here. The smoothness, the quality, the blend is fantastic on Oud Malaki. It's one of the best affordable oud fragrances right now at this price range. Bear in mind, Versace Oud Noir is now discontinued, as is Gucci Intense Oud. At around the £100 range, I have Mancero's Oud Exclusif as a small little sample here. I covered this fragrance in our buying guide. I said in that guide that this is one of the best fragrances from the brand that people don't talk about. Oud Exclusif, again, is rose and oud. Bear in mind, guys, rose and oud is a very common combination because they just complement each other so well. but they've done rose and oud here in a very sexy way. This is sexy and functional. Yes, you can still tell the oud is synthetic. Mancera often has synthetic oud in their fragrances, but it's still a very long-lasting fragrance here. Often with synthetic oud notes, you don't get the longevity that you get from real oud, but they definitely have you covered here in Mancera. Rose, amber, spices, oud. This has a sexy metallic cleanliness to it underneath at all times, meaning, in my opinion, because of the cleanliness in here and the sweetness from the amber and spices, I think you can wear this as both a daytime and a nighttime signature in the cold weather. This is an underrated cold weather signature for both genders. I get over 18 hours with this fragrance as well, which is just insane. For £100, if you go look in line on discounters, you can get Oud Exclusif for £100 most likely, and it's just insane value for money. I think it's definitely a slept-on fragrance in the brand. At around £140, Acqua Di Parma's Oud. This is what I call the Western-friendly oud. It's going away from the very traditional Middle Eastern style of perfumery with this note. And what we have here is a lavender clean fougere mixed with the oud notes. They've made this very clean, freshen it up. There's a leather note in here. This is Western, elegant oud perfumery for a more mature crowd who wants something fresh. You want something to wear as a signature in most of the year round, I'd say, but apart from the summertime. The thing I like about Acqua Di Parma's Oud is that it does a different take on oud perfumery. I actually think this kind of has an aquatic vibe to it. I'm not sure why, I get that to my nose. It has a lot of orange in there, maybe that's why it just reminds me of the summertime, but it's just a great fresh oud, which gives you another interesting take. It's not just the usual rose and oud combination I've been talking about. Again, I think this is one of the best fragrances from the brand. I get from this old brown bottle over 12 hours with a medium projection. Great signature material for the guy who really wants to stand out, but at the same time wants to smell very professional, mature, and elegant. Now we are going into real oud territory. Terence Hughes Oud for £185. Aaron is a pro at using oud. He uses it in a lot of his fragrances in very creative ways. Oud is a very affordable oud-focused fragrance that has actual real oud. As I said, it's a note that's gonna, if you get the real stuff, it's gonna cost you hundreds of pounds. But this is £185 is a bargain for this quality. At Terence Hughes Oud for 50 mils, use 2 sprays and stuff and it's extremely potent. It is sharp metallic oud mixed with a lot of woody notes, heavy musks that Aaron uses in his fragrances, with a lot of fruity notes, so like dates, raspberry I believe is in here. I think there's rose in here as well, but it's mainly a very interesting date-based fragrance, which is very interesting. That's very unique for an oud scent. To me, this has the cleanliness and freshness to be worn during the daytime, and it can also be rocked in the evening as it gets a bit more sweet and vanilla-like in the dry down. Beautiful, complex perfumery here. One of the best oud fragrances you can get at an affordable price. This is very affordable for an oud fragrance, a real oud scent. You can see the paperwork on Aaron's website. He confirms that this has real oud in here. And this lasts into the next day on my skin. So it's extremely good performance. That's why I think 50 ml is going to last you a very long time. This is one of the best from Aaron's brand as well. At around £200, a recent discovery from this brand, Parfums de Marly's Pegasus Exclusive. There's a lot of oud fragrances out there that I could have chosen in this price range, but I really like this fragrance. It's got me a 10 out of 10 in our PDM buying guide recently. Pegasus Exclusive puts a big improvement over the original Pegasus. I didn't like how that was a very one-dimensional, extreme vanilla, almond, metallic fragrance perfumery there. I like this because they balance it out. They made it a bit more fresh, woody, a bit more masculine and rich with the oud and the gaiac wood here. And I think they freshened it up with more lavender and toned down the vanilla. So it's a more balanced take on Pegasus. Very long lasting, over 12 hours longevity. And again, this will give you a very unique and sexy approach to oud. You're spending the money and you want to smell opulent. You want to smell like a rich person spending this kind of money on perfumery. Pegasus Exclusive achieves that. So if you want a clean, sexy, unique oud scent that still has a sweet and playful vibe to it, Pegasus Exclusive, once again, is one of my favorite from the PDM brand. And finally, we're going all guns blazing, £275, Zerjov Alexandria II. 450 ml, £275. Again, 2 sprays and you can smell this on you for 24 hours. Here is us going no limits now. We do not care. You want the best oud perfumery, rose and oud, just done to the best quality possible. Alexandria II achieves that for you. If you just want a very straightforward, this is like the best way to do this combination, this is it. They use very, very high quality ingredients. It's not just the oud in here, it's got the dense oud. It feels like it has a lot of oud in here, but it also has really nice woody notes from other things like the rosewood, I believe they have in here. I can't remember the other names of the woody notes here, but it just smells like nothing else. This is definitely niche perfumery, the highest quality stuff. Extreme longevity, has a denseness to it. It's very, very rich. This, if you really want to smell luxurious, you can't really beat this. This is one of the most luxurious smelling fragrances in my collection. You cannot do it justice with a t-shirt. You have to really be on point with this fragrance. This is one of the best perfumes ever made in the history of the art. That's really saying a lot. This is definitely, you know, something to check out if you really want to experience the best perfumery out there. Not just oud perfumery, just perfumery in general. And that concludes the video, guys. I really like oud. I think it's a cool fragrance note. I'm really appreciate that in the West, we've really started to approach this and adapt this note into our own mainstream styles. It's becoming a more highly in-demand fragrance note. That's why I don't really mind that more brands are using the synthetic stuff. It's kind of the direction we're heading into with the tree going extinct, which is a shame. We really shouldn't make these trees go extinct just for us to have some more fancy perfumery. We need to chill out a bit. And I'm saying that as somebody who really loves perfumery. So if I'm saying that, I think we can all just stop destroying nature. That's definitely the theme of humanity in the next few decades, isn't it? But hopefully I gave you guys a nice wide variety of budgets and styles of oud perfumery that you can utilize. Oud is going to be a more thick note. That's not really that appropriate for the summertime, although there are some perfumes that do include it, such as Memoirs of a Perfume Collector, Tales from Zanzibar, or Terence Hughes Hard Candy, which I think you can use in the summertime. If you guys think other oud fragrances should have been included in this list, let us know in the comments down below. If you guys haven't already, check out our other video on oud, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.